Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my first live transmission of 2009. You have found at the front lines in the info war, the fight for liberty and the future of humanity. You have found the GCN Radio Network and the Alejandro Jones Radio Show. It is the second day of January 2009. 2009. That will take some getting used to, no doubt. This week I'm going to slip up and say 2008 a few times. It is December. It is January. It is February. It is March. It is April. You know, before we know it, it will be 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for joining us. It is the first live transmission of 2009, January 2nd, 2009. I'm saying that over and over again to get myself mentally prepared for the new year that we have just entered into. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Israel preparing for a massive ground assault into Gaza, that area roughly twice the size of the District of Criminals in D.C. Masses of tens of thousands of troops and tanks and artillery, attack helicopters and fighter bombers have been bombing. They're now into day number, 7? It'll be day number 8 tomorrow. We have India and Pakistan still continuing to mass troops along the Kashmir border and other disputed regions between the two nuclear powers. We have mainstream news, world leaders, bank chairmen, all coming out simultaneously saying we're in a depression so they can further destroy confidence and implode the economy so they can consolidate the wealth and then pose as saviors, offering their world government and world taxation as the solution. What a way to start the new year, ladies and gentlemen, with all of this unfolding. And we have Barack Obama now only 19 days and counting until he is El Presidente. And with all of this military buildups and wars and rumors of wars going on, and the economy in free fall, flatlining, with all of the incredibly serious issues taking place, the police state unfolding, what is the mainstream media focused on today? Oh my gosh, Barack Obama isn't allowed to move in early to one of the executive auxiliary White Houses, and his children are being abused and may not be able to start school at their elite private school. Hey, I thought you loved socialism and government brainwashing camps, Obama. Why don't you put your children in that? I mean, what a diversion, because the media, the controlled corporate press that gives you the false left and false right flavors of Kool-Aid, but they're all spiked with the New World Order brainwashing cyanide to the soul and the psyche. See, they can't have Obama and Bush look like they're fighting with each other to keep the false left-right paradigm propped up, the false illusion that there's a choice, because they're both pro-war, pro-police state, pro-open borders, pro-gun control. I mean, on every issue, NAFTA, GATT, expansion of the SPP, North American Union integration. So they have to have a public fight between the Republicans and Democrats on issues of no significance, like, oh, the White House isn't letting Obama move in early. When in reality, they have passed off the baton perfectly to each other, and Obama is continuing the entire New World Order agenda with just simply a few new talking points, and they've adjusted their rhetoric slightly to, again, fool the public. And it was the same thing under Clinton. They couldn't go after him in Congress for missile secrets of the Communist Chinese or high treason or police state or any serious issue like Waco, because Republicans were all involved as well. So they went after him for Monica Lewinsky, an isolated little issue. So another example of the mind control that is going on out there. IDF steps up Gaza's Strip airstrikes. Israel moves forward and sends more troops to Gaza. The Economist magazine says U.S. in a depression, not a recession. Stay with us. It's all coming up.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
It is the maiden voyage, the kickoff, the initiation of a new broadcast transmission year against tyranny here on the tip of the spear in the fight against the New World Order. Thank you so much for joining us today, the second day of January 2009. All right, here is the stack of news I have, and I'm going to just read through some of these headlines and then get into it in more detail. We have Bob Chapman joining us in 1 hour to take your phone calls and break down what's happening with the economy. The Israeli Air Force steps up Gaza Strip airstrikes as the Israeli Defense Force prepares to invade Gaza, and they are saying that that is now in the cards. Well, I think clearly it is, as they build up a massive infantry and armor force preparing to pour in, and as the Israelis dance for the cameras in some type of ancient victory dance or war dance. That's actually in the New York Times. Israel sent more troops to the Gaza border, rapidly moving forward with preparations for a possible ground offensive, the next stage of its military assault on the coastal territories' Hamas rulers. Israel rebuffed calls by world leaders for a truce, and Hamas also was cold to the ceasefire. So we'll get more into that coming up. The Economist reports, this is a top story up on prisonplanet.com. Paul Watson's done an integrated analysis of the article and links to it. The Economist, U.S. in depression, not recession. Another report here out of Al Jazeera television. Gulf states agree on monetary union. Now, a monetary union is a political union. That's how the European Union basically operates. Some can deny the European Union exists. They can also deny that the planet exists, but it does exist, and the African Union exists, the Asian Union exists, the Mediterranean Union exists, the European Union exists, the Russian Federation exists, and the North American Union publicly has been in existence since 1994 with NAFTA and GATT. That was a North American Union agreement and is in the document. Now they're just expanding the control. Gulf states agree on monetary union. Gulf Arab states will maintain their 2010 deadline for a single currency. The Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council has said. Get more into that, but I know most of the listeners of this show are in reality and read and research and are aware that there are 10 global unions now publicly being merged into the super world government. And the head of the Kissinger Group wrote a book about it this year in the Washington Post, trumpeted the book Superclass. We had Rothkopf on, saying we're under world government with 6,000 bureaucrats, 6,000 minions of the banks running it. That's what he put the elite at, high-level servants of the elite at 6,000. Less than 20 families own it. Doesn't matter, again, if the Financial Times of London, the Wall Street Journal, all announced we're under world government and that now the private central banks will control the 10 global regions. They can put it in 100 newspapers a week. I mean, I told you 3 weeks ago when that Financial Times of London article came out, you could Google New World Order in Google News, not web, news. And it was 5,400 plus news articles. So when I say hundreds, I mean, I looked at more than 200 in a week period. I mean, I would just click on them, and read. World government's good. World government's loving. World government's the answer. Yes, we kept it secret from you. It's for your own good. The bankers want to save you. Don't worry, you'll pay your carbon tax to them. They'll save the earth. And then meanwhile, I still get emails saying I'm a liar, none of this exists. Now, most of those are operatives. And I look at on our YouTube videos people post and on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com in the comments, you'll see them. They'll go in there and say, Alex is a liar. There's no New World Order. He's a liar. There's no government-sponsored terrorism. Everything's fine. Now, those individuals, there's no way those are people in denial. There's no way they're on YouTube and Infowars 24 hours a day posting this stuff. I mean, they've got to be operatives. I mean, the Pentagon admits they have tens of thousands. The feds have hired hundreds of thousands off and on, bloggers and disinfo people and fake newscasts. I mean, that's all admitted. There's been congressional reports on it. We've had guests on that have covered it.